Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing? I'm trying to make sure if I'm on live, y'all let me know I'm on live because it said that it was dropped. So I don't know if I'm just talking to a screen or if you really there. So if you really there, make a comment for me real quick. Put your name in the comments. Say good morning, Misha. I think that we are live. So I'm just going to proceed as such. Haven't seen any of your comments roll through. Just say good morning, Misha. Let me know that we are live and that you guys can see me because I seen the stream drop. Y'all know it's real heavy right now, but we're going to talk about frustration. We're going to jump right in here and then we're going to get where we need to go really, really quick and do the things that God wants us to do on this morning. So good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I am here with your morning mojo. My name is Misha Lee, and I'm your host this morning. I'm here to serve you every single week with some motivation, optimism, and a little bit of joy. And on Fridays, make sure that you get some advice from what I've been through in life. Hey, Miss Daniels. Hey, Marvin. How you doing? Okay, I see you guys coming through. I appreciate you coming through this morning. So let's jump right into this because this is some heavy stuff right here. And we all are frustrated a little bit right now. And I wanted to share with you my own journey because I can tell you this for sure and absolutely for certain. Thank you so much, Miss Daniels, for commenting and letting me know that you guys can see me. Let me tell you something about frustration. Everybody I know, everybody I know get frustrated at one time or another. But I have to tell y'all about my own personal journey when it comes to frustration because I'm gonna tell you something. That piece of my life being frustrated has probably been one of the key things that I could absolutely say has held me up as far as progress, as far as life, as far as getting ahead in my goals. Because for me, now I don't know about you, when I get frustrated, it get real. It get real around everywhere that I am. My frustration levels be so high and intense that I literally frustrate the people that are around me. I frustrate them to get on the level of frustration that I am. Now, if you can understand that, say amen, me too. Don't let me feel like I'm out here alone. And if you stop by, just make sure that you say good morning. Hey, Cherie Wall, how you doing, sweetie? But to be honest, good morning over on Instagram. Thank you so much for stopping by, Nana. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. My frustration would get so intense. I would have all my children frustrated, my family members. I mean, the power of influence that can come through me when I'm frustrated ain't nothing like you ever seen it before. Hey, Latanya. Hey, Shay. So when you get frustrated, frustration is a feeling of being upset, annoyed, especially when you have an inability to change or achieve something. And right now, we can't really change our current situation. Right now, it's very difficult for us to change what's going on outside, especially for those of you that are small businesses, business owner, or gig workers. They literally took they $850 billion and gave it to all the richest and all the big companies. That's basically what they done. They gave all that money away. I have not heard, read, seen, even on the news, one small or medium-sized business that got access to any of those funds. Now, you talk about people being frustrated. You talk about, and then you got the audacity to send us a $1,200 check. In Charlotte, North Carolina, $1,200 will buy you a box to live in, not in a poor neighborhood. That was a slap in the face to Americans. So we definitely have a reason. Exactly. And we definitely have a reason. We have some real situations that's going on right now. Make sure y'all tag somebody in this post. Share this post out for me, please. And if you know how to start a watch party, start a watch party. But frustration is a feeling of being upset, annoyed, especially because of your inability to change something. Now, see, it didn't say that you wasn't doing nothing right. It didn't say that. Frustration don't come from you doing something wrong. Frustration comes when you done did everything right. Come through with me today, because I got a solution for you at the end of this. Stay with me. Frustration don't come because you missed it. That's you being that's you being mad at yourself. Frustration don't come because you messed up. That's you just not getting it right and you feel bad about what you done. Frustration comes whenever you have done everything right. When you stood by that person like you told them you would. When you kept your word like you told them you would. Whenever you stood and went to church and was on time and nobody paid you no attention. When you stood and you fought for people that everybody else was tearing down, and that person you fought for looked at you and treated you like you want nothing. That's where frustration comes from. Frustration comes from when you give to your children or to your partner, to your husband, to your wife. When you the always a person who show up, when you the person who always got everybody back, and the moment you turn around and say, "Can somebody give me $5?" Ain't nobody got nothing. That's frustration. If you know what I'm talking about, say amen in the comments. Say amen in the comments. Frustration don't come because you messed up. That's the first thing I need you to get out your head. Give me some hearts in here because I know I'm talking to somebody. Frustration come and it came to you because you did everything you told him you was going to do. You did everything right. You played by the books. You was faithful when they cheated. You was there when they stole. You wiped their head whenever nobody was with them. You supported them when everybody told them down, and they looked at you like you want nothing. That's when you get frustrated. Now, when you get mad at yourself, that's something else. But let me tell you something about frustration. Frustration will weigh you down so bad that you'll get tired and discouraged. Y'all go ahead and share this post. Go ahead and share it and start a watch party, because you know I'm telling the truth. You'll get discouraged and it'll set in, and you'll start thinking to yourself, because you're a good-hearted person, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't helping not now another person. I'm closing my pocketbooks up because people don't appreciate stuff. That's when you get frustrated. It causes you to lose focus and become ineffective in the thing you know you're good at. I have been a business owner for a very, very long time. I know I'm good at what I'm doing. Matter of fact, not patting my own back, but based off of what my clientele say and the fact that I've been successfully in business for over 25 years, I would say I'm pretty much the GOAT. And I'm not trying to be, and I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just trying to give you an understanding of what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, even somebody with me who have that type of confidence, at times feel like I'm ineffective when it comes to servicing my clients. I feel like, and I've raised 8 children, not 5, 8. But it's times that I feel like I'm ineffective as being a mother when I look at the choices that some of my children have made. It's been times that when it comes to my family, I am somebody who always try to stay neutral when everybody is falling apart and they're polarizing against one another. I'm typically that person in the middle. And I feel sometimes frustrated because nobody recognizes that. I mean, I understand what it means to be frustrated, because when you do everything that you're supposed to do, that frustration will make you become ineffective at the things you know you're good at. It will cause you to question your own self. It will cause you to be double-minded about something you know that you know that you know that you know. And at that moment, it's time for you to stop. At that moment, if you don't stop, that frustration will push you into madness. It'll make you feel like you're going, like you're losing your mind. And let me tell you something. The moment that you get into madness and insanity and into that foolishness, you start making crazy decisions. The state of being mental ill is a real thing that we deal with. And a lot of times for me, I feel like it comes from me being frustrated. And that frustration comes because I'm saying, God, what else can I possibly do to make this work? What else can I possibly say to convince them that this is what they need to do? How am I supposed to move this business from this space, God, to that space that you keep telling me? Because I done did everything that's in my power. I reached out to everybody. I asked everybody. I begged everybody. I done served everybody. I done been to church 24/7. I was going to church so much you couldn't even, the door was open. I should have had a key. And still you get overlooked. Frustration will sit in and make you ineffective. It will come from frustration and you'll begin to get angry. And that angry, when you get anger, that thing right there turn into a whole nother monster. And both of those things, that frustration and that anger, is a ground for the seed to nurture the root of bitterness. And that's the place you don't want to get. I'm not going to talk about the root of bitterness today, but that is a space that you do not want to get in, because it's called the root of bitterness, because it doesn't spring up into it. When you see people bitter, when you see somebody that's bitter, it didn't happen overnight. That's a long process. That was a growing process. And at the very seed, in the seed of the root of bitterness is frustration and anger. And it ain't, and let me tell you, here's the crazy thing about it. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing that person even did wrong or said wrong or was out of place. It's simply because they didn't understand how to handle that frustration. But I'm finna help you today. This is one thing I had to realize, is that as much as I study, as much as I pray, and much as I read, and as much as I believe God, I always still feel like I can do more. I am that person. If you understand what I'm saying, that I'm that person, okay, God, I got you, but I can do a little bit more just in case won't nobody else do it. Just put some hearts in there. I'm always that person that's willing to go the extra mile just to make sure that stuff is good. Now, if you ain't like that, you kind of in a good space. But if you have any understanding about what that is, make sure you drop some hearts in there, because I'm going to tell you something. When you get in that space, you get trapped. Frustration will encapsulate you. Listen to what I'm saying to you, because somebody out here is frustrated to the gods. Frustration will encapsulate you and make you give up on the very thing that God had made you for in this world. Frustration will make you feel like the very thing that you know that he anointed you for, you absolutely will not do. You know how many of y'all are sitting in this audience right now, sitting down on a gift, an anointing, a greatness, because you got frustrated, because you heard it and you moved on it, but it wasn't received well. It was turned down. You got frustrated because you tried and it didn't work. And guess what? It caused you to get unfocused. It caused you to get discouraged. It caused you to become ineffective, not because you could not do it, but because frustration is like a block. It blocks you. This is what frustration does. No matter how hard you hit it, it won't let you go nowhere. It won't let you go nowhere. And until you move that out the way, you're not going to be able to be where you need to be. So the first thing that I had to realize, and that God, I said, Lord, I give up. I mean, some of us give up to the place so people just don't even want to be here no more. Not in your presence. They don't want to be in this world. They don't want to be in this life. They done, they over, they done tried. It ain't no more for them. But I'm going to give you something that worked for me. The first thing I had to do was I had to stop. I had to stop. I had to quit. I had to lay down. I had to stop. I had to stop and say, look, I had to just drop my head and say, okay, I can't keep doing this. I'm tired. I give up. I surrender. I'm done. I'm done. If you ever hear that come out my mouth, you know it's finna be some major situation shifting. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. But believe it or not, that was actually the place that God wanted me to be. Now, this ain't gonna be the same old, so stay with me. That's exactly the place that he needed me to be. I had to stop and refocus my mind. I had to stop. I had to stop, because people who are very, very driven, people who are very, very kind, giving, and loving, we have a force with us that's like a boulder running down a hill. It's very, very difficult to stop, especially when you get in that place of frustration, because you feel like, I've been hitting it for so long. I've been going through this for so long. I've been dealing with it for so long. I've been pushing for so long. I can't give up now. But sometimes that's exactly what you need to do. Sometimes that's exactly what you need to do. Now, not give up on the goal, but give up on your methodology. Sometimes you got to quit it. I had to stop. Once you stop, you got to refocus your mind. And I'm not saying refocus your mind even on that thing. You got to sit back and just look at the whole landscape of everything. I just had to stop and just look. And just look. I'm like, Lord, this is a pure D mess. This is a whole mess. I can't make them act right. I can't make them understand what I'm trying to say. I've been trying to help them, but they won't listen. So what am I supposed to do? I had to sit back and just take some time to be quiet to myself. I had to tell myself, Nisha, we give up. It's done. We done. I'm not telling you nothing else. I ain't giving you no more money. I'm not being here to support you no more. I'm done. I really did. And when I stopped, something happened. Something came over me, and all I could hear God say was, refocus your mind and flip the script. I was like, refocus my mind and flip the script? Like, I don't want to be them. He said, no. Refocus your mind. Calm down. See, in frustration, you can't see. It make you ineffective. You got to bring that thing down, and can't nobody bring it down but you. Not your wife, not your husband, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your pastor. Honey, they can't even pray this thing away. This is something that you specifically have to do. You have to bring that thing down and refocus. You have to take all the stuff off of you that you've been using and say, you know what? Maybe it worked and maybe it didn't. Because sometimes the things that you're doing is working, but you still got to lay it down because your peace is in jeopardy. Your mindset is in jeopardy. Your success is in jeopardy. I had to lay that stuff down and flip the script and take a look and say, okay, God, what is it that you need me to see? What is it that you need me to see? So some of y'all been hitting it right square in the middle, and you see a little dent, so you don't want to give up. All the time, God been trying to get you to go to the right corner and slide on up in there, and it wouldn't have no resistance. See, sometimes the way that we do things seem effective because we see a little movement, but sometimes that's not the way that he really wants us to go. Sometimes the approach that everybody done told us that we should use to do a particular thing, it's not exactly what he wants you to do, because he always have a way, and a very unique way, into solving things, getting through to people, and making stuff happen. So you got to refocus your mind. You got to calm yourself down first. You got to lay this stuff down, and you got to say, I'm done. You got to, I physically have had to go to people and say, I'm done. No, I love you. I got you. But for right now, I'm going to have to check out on you. I'm going to check out. See, checking out don't mean quitting. Sometimes checking out means saving your life. It means saving your mind. It means saving you. So sometimes you got to check out and say, okay, let me fall back just a little bit. Let me refocus and reconsider this. Let me look at this and see if the way that I've been doing it is truly the most effective way. I'm not reading no books. I ain't reading no books. I ain't taking no more classes. I ain't listening to no new videos. I ain't doing it because I did all that. I'm going to put all that to the side, and I'm going to let what God has in me bring that solution out. And you will be surprised. You will be surprised at how much you really know. See, that frustration will block your creative flow. That frustration will block your mind. The moment that you calm down and move all that stuff out the way, Pastor, I need to take a sabbatical. That's real talk. You ain't running from God. Sometimes you need to take a sabbatical so you can get to him. Y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. I know y'all don't understand. I know this is beyond you, and I know it don't make no sense to some of y'all. But sometimes you got to take us. When you I need to take about a 2-week sabbatical. You ain't running from God. They can't tell you, oh, you dropping out of the race. No, I'm not dropping out of the race. I'm going to it. See, sometimes where you at ain't the race. The race is over here in your prayer closet, fasting for a few weeks, getting away from everybody, taking some time out. Let me tell you something today. I don't know who this is for. Ain't nothing wrong with self-care. You can't take care of nobody till you take care of yourself first. Period, point blank. Number 2, after you clear your mind and take a step back out of the way of you normally figuring things out, you got to understand this, that just because you took a step back to try something new doesn't mean that what you did was ineffective, and it doesn't mean that you're giving it up, because this is what it does mean. What you're looking for right now is not laughs and giggles. You're looking for results. You got to get result minded. Don't worry about that praise. Don't worry about what nobody thinking about how you're doing it. You're looking for results. And in order for you to do that, clearing that mind, getting yourself to a way Get out of your normal way of doing things and figuring things out and trying something new. It doesn't mean you will like it. You might not even like what you have to do. But this ain't about giggles and laugh and tickles and oh, I love it. Oh, this ain't what that's about. This is about getting some results. This about seeing things change and making stuff happen. Number three, you got to be still and you got to relax. I found that every single time that I've been frustrated about something and pushing so hard, trying to meet a deadline, trying to meet a goal, trying to meet a standard, not realizing that some things are going to only happen when you put 20% effort to it. Now, I need y'all to read up on this. The 20-80 rule. Now, we all heard about it in Tyler Perry movie when it comes to relationships, but I really need y'all to read two things. I want y'all to do this today. Read about the 20-80 rule and read about the butterfly effect. Sometimes the greatest things that you will ever achieve in your life, the biggest goals that you are running in behind in your life, will only be achieved by you doing 20% of what you need to do. Because see, the other 80% is going to find its way and it's going to work its way out. Sometimes for people like me, you want to do the whole 100%, but you doing the whole 100% is messing up the process. Come on now. You being all the way in it is messing up the process. It's the small things that you do that make a difference 1,000 years from now. It's the small commitments that you make. It's the small decisions that you make that will actually get you to your goal. But that frustration is coming when you get into that 30%. That frustration is coming when you're getting into that 40%. That frustration is coming when you're trying to do 60, 70% of the work. Don't do that. In this particular situation, you need to read the 20-80 rule. 20% and 80% of success of almost everything in life depend on 20% effort. Bring it down some. Overachievers like myself, we really have a high standard for ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it oftentimes can become misplaced. I got two scriptures for yourself, and then I'm gonna jump off here. Number one, Psalms 46 and 10. Psalms 46 and 10 is a beautiful scripture, and I really it's something that I really had to grab onto, and it says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among all nations, and I will be exalted in the earth." See, this is the thing. God want to do the 80%. He want to do the 80%. See, He is determined that the greatness that you are going to achieve. You didn't hear me say if. The greatness that you are going to achieve, He want to be responsible for 80% of that. That amazing thing, the amazing things that your children are gonna do, you did your 20%. Leave it alone. He want to be responsible for that 80%. That amazing relationship that you've been craving and desiring with your partner, your husband, your wife, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your best friend, whoever. He only needs you to do 20% of the work. He got the 80%. This is the quickest way for you to get out of frustration. Is you got to understand that there are greater forces working on your behalf than just you and what you can do every morning. Yes, faith is represented by actions. Love is an action. I am an action person. Everybody around me know that. I don't believe in telling you I love you and not showing you. That makes no sense to me. I don't believe in telling you I got faith in God to have something and I'm gonna lay in my bed all day. Not gonna happen. My friends to this day ask me, why do you get up? You've been out of the salon for 30 days. Why do you get up and put makeup on and put clothes and get fully dressed? And I say to them, because that's all I know to do. To me, that's me keeping into step what I'm used to doing. Another scripture for you is Exodus 14 and 14 and 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And let me tell you something. 10 years ago, I was in a situation that the enemy was coming around me. I mean, he was crowded, had me in a place where I was squared off. I was squared off, y'all, and I couldn't fight it all. And I thought mentally that was it. I said, I'm done. I can't go no further. And God sent a message to me through Facebook. And this is why I'm doing this for you today. I don't know who it is for. He sent me a message through Facebook from a lady that I knew her, but I could not remember why I knew her face was familiar. She said, God woke me up this morning and told me to send you Exodus 14 and 14. She said that. She said, I looked at my message. I said, why is she texting me? She said, the Lord said he will fight for you, that you shall hold your peace and don't say a word. Be still and know that he is God. And at that place where I was at, the only other choice I had was to fight and to go all the way down. I knew that me fighting was going to be a losing battle. Sometimes you know that the thing that makes you frustrated is that you did everything right, and you know that if you continue to fight this battle that you're going to lose. Now, we ain't dumb. We ain't dumb. We know when we're going to win and we know when we're going to lose. Sometimes we'll get kind of shifted on, but most of the time we know which way it's going to go. I said, okay, God, and I closed my mouth and I let it flow. Every time I got hit, I said, God, you said you were going to fight for me. You said not say a word. Every time it was thrown in my face, I said, okay, God, you said you was going to fight for me. I cried. I probably cried about a month, maybe longer. But guess what ended up happening? Shot. When I tell you, when God fight for you, honey, he will make your enemies your footstool. The very people that try to take you out of here will come back and have to build you up. The very people that won't listen to you right now will be looking for your advice one day. The very people that overlooked you when you was there for them 24/7 gonna come knocking at your door saying, hey sis, we need you to, somebody said that you could do this, and we was wondering, could you come down here and show us how to do this? Let me tell you something. Don't get it twisted, baby. Don't get it twisted. You doing what you doing, you fighting, you know, fought a good race. You know, ran. Now it's time for you to be still and let God fight this thing. Get out of frustration, because that frustration is trying to cultivate a seed of bitterness. That, listen to me again, that frustration you've been dealing with for so long. I don't care if it's your husband, wife. I don't care if it's your church. I don't care if it's your teacher, your school, your children. I don't care if it's the dogs and the cats. I don't care who it is, what it is, your job, this situation that we're going through. It don't matter. Is trying to cultivate a seed of bitterness. Unfortunately, during this time that we're going through right now, and this is part of what we're praying for on Saturday, there are going to be a lot of people that's going to come out of here with a seed of bitterness. But I'm here today. Share this on your page to help people understand. Don't give place for that seed of bitterness. Don't allow your frustrations to ferment and create that seed of business. On Saturday, I'm inviting each and every one of you. If you want to join me in prayer, I'm a part of a 48-hour continuous prayer effort. I'm one of the team captains. I'm inviting any and everybody that want to come to my team. If you know how to pray and you got a relationship with the Lord, or you want to be in a space where you know some powerful prayer warriors to help pray for this land, to help be a part of something that's greater than yourself, inbox me right now and I'll make sure that I send you the link. You can be a part of this all across the United States. We got the whole world covered. We got people in Japan that's a part of this. At the end of the day, until you give up and allow God to fight your battles, you're going to struggle. You're going to hurt yourself. And you're going to give an opportunity for the seed of bitterness to be fermented and be in a space, put you in a space that you don't want to be. You do not want to be in a place where the root of bitterness and got a part of your life. I love you guys every single day, all day long. For those of you that are in the Moja Morning, Moja group, Moja Warrior group. I'm sorry, guys. I got so excited to turn up. For those of you that are in the private group, the Moja Warriors, go right over there right now, and we're going to go ahead. I got a special thing that I want to drop in there for you to encourage you and keep you going. And if you want to be a part of that private group, it's a very private group. I'm telling you, it ain't free, but I'm going to tell you, it's worth it. It's worth it. Go over there and check things out. And when I say it ain't free, I ain't talking about money. It's things that we have to do in that group. Okay. So I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. And be encouraged, get your joy. I will reach out to you guys, but I will see you in the morning for your morning mojo.